Hello, and welcome to the Big Catch Tacklebox, which is a sort of demo for a game that's coming out sometime. It's still to be announced. But this game is significant for several reasons. One of which is Bird. Look at him! I love him so much. This is Tackle, the game's namesake. Also, it's free on Steam, by the way. Go play it now. It's free. This game is just a demo, and already, this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. This is close to being in Death's Door territory for how much I like this game. Right here, this is this tutorial stuff. Baby mode tutorial stuff, you know. I am already a master at this game, and can never screw up, and already have perfected everything there is to do, so I have no need for such a tutorial. But I'm still gonna get the little coins anyway, because, you know, I like shiny. Come on. There we go. Nice. So, I know how to do all this. And you might notice that this game has a very particular style about it, which normally I'm not too big a fan of, but I think it works well here. And also, something to note. This is not... I mean, I was alive when stuff like this was going on, so... But I'm still kind of a stranger to it. This is not my style of game in terms of graphics, because I didn't grow up with this kind of stuff. I think it... Was that you snoring? Jeez. I think it's like PS1, PS2 style? I don't know. Like I said, I didn't really grow up with this, and so I'm not really familiar with what it's trying to replicate, but I do like the style. I think it works really well here. So, despite not being all that familiar with it, I do quite enjoy it. The stuff I like the most, like I said, is our character here. Like, look at him, look at him. He's got the flip flops, he's got the shorts, the tank top, the glove, the bandana, the bucket hat. Need I say more? Like, I love this character. And so, Tackle is actually the thing that got me to try this in the first place. And throughout this video, you will hear me do nothing more than gush about this game and Tackle. Because I love. And also, you can spin. Did you know you could spin? You can spin. Look at that. Wake up! Wake up! Huh? What? Oh, Tackle. Wasn't expecting you yet. In fact, I wasn't sure you'd make it at all. Well, test 1 complete, I suppose. Successful crossing. I know it's a big day for you and all, but that's no excuse to rush yourself. Let's not forget what happened last week. Hit the course, get warmed up today, the kid gloves come off. When you're feeling sharp, we can move on. You ready to proceed? Let's do it. Come along then. Alright, small fry, let's keep this part brief for a change if you can manage. You know the drill. If you can't hook a fish, then you're not ready for the field. Show me what you've learned. Remember, those little morsels are too slippery to bag in the water. You'll need bait. I'm eager to see what you do out in the field today, Tackle. You might even be ready. Who thought I'd ever see the day? Should be plenty of new spawn to harvest now that the seasons have turned. You know the drill. If you can't hook the fish, then you're not ready for the field. Show me what you've learned. Remember, those little... okay. Yep. You already said all that to me. So, as a self-proclaimed master at this game, this is really simple and easy. It is a fishing game. But there's a there's something different. The fish have legs, so, you know, there's that. They got legs. Good work. Not the cleanest job I've seen, but on par for what I expect from any fisker your age. And yes, a big improvement from last time, I must admit. Anyhow, head topside for the real thing. Get climbing. Up to it, Tackle. No slacking today. We've been working on your acrobatics for months. Convince me it wasn't for nothing. Oh, it wasn't for anything, alright. Or nothing. So this is the meat of the game, really. The fishing is actually not that important. The true beauty of this game is the parkour. And so it is momentum-based parkour a 3D platformer, I suppose, maybe. I don't know, last time I tried to describe something as a platformer, I got yelled at, so who truly knows what a platform is these days, but there is platforming involved. And I happen to be pretty decent at it. Which, if you are familiar with Hollow Knight, me and platforming is like fire and water. They don't go together. Good. Well, now that you're all warmed up, I'm going to let you loose. The plateau ought to be a decent challenge for you, but trust your training. There's always fresh prey in these ruins. Here. I got a whistle. God, I love the music in this game. The little jingles are so good. Remember, these little buggers are skittish, but whistling can garner their loyalty. There's the swiftest way to cross the sands is try to keep them out of the water, okay? Get out there. These ruins tend to be crawling with those walking little gold mines. Bring whatever you find back here, and I'll even toss you some petty cash. How's that for motivation, kid? Kind of like your first real job, huh? Well, you better treat it like one, anyhow. I'll be watching. Greatest anglers amongst Fiscari often claim that they can get 110% out of their shredders with expert timing. Senile old salts, I have no idea what they're on about. Okay. Well, here's said cash. So these are, I think, called scales? I don't actually know. But that's not important. What is important is getting these little snake guys. Oh. Oh. There we go. I just about got shivers the first time I heard this. Oh yeah, I should mention, as you probably have guessed, I have done this before. And I adore this game so much. No! You asshole. This is what you get. Don't mess with me. So this is our first stop. So as you can probably see, this desert is rather large, and there are several locations to go. Most of them are rather large, but all these places you can visit. And they all have kind of like their own little parkour segment, featuring different things. And so, even though I've done most of this before, if you all want to have this be a series, and each episode I go to one of these little mini islands and try and tackle the parkour challenge, I will be perfectly willing to do that. I adore this game so much, and will not forego an excuse to play it. And this game is significant, as I mentioned, for several reasons, one of which being, this is, I think, the first and only game I have ever liked the parkour in. So, I'll show you just a little bit of my skill, my expertise here. But I'm not too bad at the parkour here. I think I'm actually pretty decent, so I really like it. And I must admit, is part of this game being held up by the fact that the character is probably a crow, some sort of black bird. Yes, there is an element of that, I will fully admit. But I still really like the game, and even if you're just like some blocky random character, I would still really like it. It's really smooth and it's really nice. Granted, it's not made for mouse and keyboard. Granted, when the full game comes out, I might get a controller solely just to play the game. So, I guess it's going to be two firsts for me. One, liking parkour, and two, getting a controller. So, you know, this game has really helped me grow as a bird. I mean, my channel name has gamer in it. I should at least try and learn how to use a controller at some point, and why not a better game than this? And so, even though I did only try this out because of Bird, it's still really fun. And for those of you who are keen on my channel history, you will know that this is not the first time this has happened. In fact, Don't Starve Together, the only reason I ever tried that... No, don't... it's gone. The only reason I ever tried... And so is that one. Alright, great. The only reason I ever tried out that game was because it had crows in it. The only reason. And I ended up loving that game, and so... birds are the gateway to me enjoying several games, so... Parkour has always been kryptonite to me. It's never been good. It's never been fun. It's always been the enemy. We avoid parkour because it's bad. But now I kind of view it like a teacher. A good teacher can make a subject you hate a subject you love, or if not that, at least enjoyable or tolerable. And the opposite is true. If you have a bad teacher, it can make a subject you love a subject you hate. And so, the way parkour is presented to me, I think can very much influence the way I feel about it entirely. And in all games, I think that's true. But the way this does it, I think is really good. So also, one thing to note is my mouse will probably appear on screen at sometimes. It only appears during animations, and I don't exactly know how to get rid of it. So that is one of the few small complaints I have. But this game is just a demo. It is only a demo, and yet it feels like a full game. It has so much polish, and it's already really good. Like, this is incredible for only being a demo. I would have paid money for this. I would have paid like $10 for this. And it's free! Like, that is just incredible. And I believe this is a studio's first project, and it already shows such promise. It looks really good. And I am by no means an expert on the genre, but this feels like a really good example of what these types of games should be. And of course, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but the point is, I really like the game a lot. And there's some big differences between why I like the parkour in this game versus something like Hollow Knight. And I think one of the reasons is, one, it's in 3D, which I think the 3D really helps here, because I can see things from different camera angles, and that is both a helpful thing, and it's also several times been a hindrance to me. And so the 3D and the different camera angles definitely helps. But for some reason, I don't know, this feels almost like a puzzle, the platforming here. And Hollow Knight, it always is frustrating. But with here, even when I fail, it's like a puzzle. There are several moments I can remember being frustrated at certain parts, not knowing what to do. And that's true of, like, almost every game I've played. There's definitely been parts I was bad at, or I didn't understand, or were hard. And I had to step away for, 10 minutes or something. I think that's completely normal and healthy, is that you should take breaks. You should refresh your mind and come back to it and be able to see it from a different angle, both in actuality and mentally. And that's something I've done with both games, both Hollow Knight and with this. Though the thing that sets it apart from something like Hollow Knight is Hollow Knight, I've had to look up several things because I couldn't figure it out. Whereas here, I've never looked anything up. I've figured out how to do all parkour challenges, every jump, every swing, every climb. All of it I have looked up, or I've figured out myself. And I had to work for it. And the times I got frustrated, every single one, because there's definitely times, like I mentioned, every single one, the reason why is because I was doing it in a complicated way and I was overthinking it. And the actual solution was so much more easy than what I was trying to do. That's why I failed at stuff, is because of that. And the actual way was so much easier, and when I found that out, by just trial and error, it became so much easier to me, and I understood it so much more. And that's different with Hollow Knight, because with Hollow Knight, I have looked things up, and what I've gathered from that is I had been doing everything right, it's just really hard. And not that some of these jumps are hard. Like I said, there's things I've had to practice for hours trying to do. Certain jumps and stuff I just didn't get good at or were complex. And I think a lot of that does have to do with how new to the genre I am. Because there are definitely... If I was familiar with these types of games, I think I would have some of those instincts and I would know how to navigate things a little bit better. But even with this being basically my first introduction to stuff like this, I still kind of have a natural talent for it. There are definitely several jumps and parkour segments that came naturally to me, or were super... I don't want to say easy, but I didn't really struggle with it. I could just... It just makes sense to me. It's very intuitive, and I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, every time I think of things I have a knack for, it's always been stuff like strategy or survival games. I seem to just have a natural... I don't know if talent is the right word, but at least interest. But I've never had any sort of interest in parkour. But this game just... I don't know. This game is doing things to me. This game is changing me, I'd like to say for the better. And so I almost feel like I owe this game something for how much it's given me. And it's opened my eyes and my horizons. So, if you've watched any of my streams, you'll actually know this isn't the first you're seeing this game. I actually have streamed this game a couple times, and I have not done everything in it, but I've done quite a bit. But I still think this could make an interesting video series for several reasons. One of which is, I just want to show this game off. I want more people to know about it because I think it's fantastic what it is, and I want more people to support it, and I want to give it more exposure. And I'm not getting paid for this, I just really like it. And so I think that's one thing I want to do. The second thing that I think would be really good about making this a series is I want to show off some of my skill. I've actually improved quite a bit from when I first started playing this. And although I think it's kind of sad you won't be able to see me improve, because it's a part of it is the journey, right, and seeing you improve. And that's clearly some of the appeal with Hollow Knight, for sure. Because I get a lot of comments saying, like, oh wow, you've improved, and stuff like that. And if I start off already being pretty decent, I think it's not as interesting. But I do want to show off what I've been able to do. And so, that's another reason. Another reason that is maybe not as convincing, I just really like the game. I will not turn down an excuse to play it again. I don't know how much I can state this. I really like it. There's definitely a desire to play this, for sure. But I haven't done everything. There are still a couple areas that I'm still trying to get past, because I think they're pretty hard, and I don't know how to do everything there. And there's also somewhere, I don't remember where it is, there's like this hidden bunker area, or it might be a vault, I'm not exactly sure. But you have to get every single coin in the demo to open it, I believe. And there's a lot of coins, there's like 600 of them? There's quite a lot, and so that is a task and a feat I think I want to attempt. And if I made a small series about it, and also, I just feel like, I don't know, Red Dead and Hollow Knight, they're long series, they're going to take a while, and so I feel like something a bit shorter and sweeter might be nice, because this shouldn't take too long, especially since I know what I'm doing now. It should actually be pretty quick, and so it might be a nice refresher and a little break. But the only thing on a technicality that I ever looked up was I looked up a map because I had gone to every single location and I explored basically the whole thing, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything, because the game does not have a map. It's got like a little compass mechanic, but no map. And so I looked it up because someone had made one, and I did not miss anything. I had figured out everything, and so it did not spoil anything for me. But I don't know what's in that vault, and I really want to open it, so I think maybe it'd be nice if I didn't do it alone. So definitely leave a comment. I want to hear your opinion on it. And so, I mean, if you want to see this as a series where maybe every episode I go around looking at the little islands and doing the different challenges, I could definitely knock out 1 or 2 per episode. Leave a comment and let me know, because I mean, if you can say no, I'll be fine with that. I will be sad, but I want you to be honest, because if people don't want it, I won't play it. But I'm not gonna say no if you want it, so. Oh, that hit me. I knew that would. That's actually the first time I've ever been hit by that. I could have done that better, but I got a little eagle. Why do I keep failing at this? Part of the reason is because it took me so long to understand the rope mechanic. So you're supposed to jump when you, like, go down, because then you bounce higher. I did not know that for the longest time, which would have been really nice, so... doing this section, not knowing how to bounce on ropes, not ideal, as you can probably guess. I'm actually getting really nervous now, which I don't know why, because I've done this plenty of times. It should be fairly simple. But nothing's simple when I do it, is it? Okay. I'm supposed to bounce on this one to get on that one. Not just immediately switch. Okay. This jump always makes me nervous because I got here several times before and screwed it up, so... Like that. That's exactly what I did. Several times. In fact, you know the most interesting thing about this is it's not the parkour that's the hard part. It's dealing with myself and my brain because I psych myself out so often. Yeah, it just really messes with me a lot. I get inside my own head and that's it. Even if I don't do a series on this, one thing that you can bet 100% on, when the full game comes out, I'm playing it for the channel. That is a guarantee, so whenever it comes out, look out for it, because it's gonna happen. You have no choice. I'm actually a little disappointed, though, because I love Tackle. Tackle is really good. I love the design. I love him so much. Problem is, he's not the main character. Like, please grab. Thank you. The main character is actually... I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's a bird. Because it doesn't really look like one. So I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be. But, the name is, Caster, I believe. And that is who you play as, who is the co-worker of Tackle. But I looked at the Kickstarter, which had I known there was a Kickstarter, I would have given so much money to it. But I was too late. It had already ended, so I'm actually really disappointed about that. But they reached one of their stretch goals. So, Tackle will be a playable character. An unlockable playable character. So, when the full game comes out, I'm playing as Tackle, and I will play the game. This is also kind of relevant, because it's, you know, parkour-y stuff. You know, a real word. But the Olympics are happening right now, and so they have some, like, not acrobatics, but they have, like, some gymnastic stuff, right? So it's kind of close, almost. It's really not, but, you know, whatever, it's fine. So the Olympics are happening, and I made a community post about it, but in case you didn't see it, I know I'm not good at releasing videos frequently, and I'm sorry to say, but they're going to be even more infrequent, because I'm going to be watching the Olympics. And I am actually watching the Olympics, not right now, but just actively. So, videos are probably going to be very scarce, but streams will happen as normal. So streams will not be canceled or anything because I want to watch the Olympics. Streams will happen normally, so don't be worried about that. And I made it. I did it. Now I gotta catch this little bugger. Go back. Gotcha. In midair too, which I think is actually pretty nice. I've never done that before. But yeah, so Olympics will be happening. Best of luck to all your teams. Uh-oh. Oh, I made it. Just barely. Alright, so there's another fish around here that I need bait for. And so it's over here. There's a ton of fish in the game, by the way. There's like 20 or 30, and so if I want to catch all fish, there's definitely a lot of options too as well. So that's potentially something I could do, is getting all the fish. I screwed that up real bad. It was an interesting ceremony, but, you know, I liked it overall. So, I'll probably be watching the Olympics. I love them so much. They're really good. Anyway, there's a couple more, but I don't want to wait around for them. So, this is the big catch, Tacklebox. Like I said, if you want to play this game for yourself, it is free. Highly recommend it. It is such a good demo. really great. Like I said, completely free. There's several locations fully fleshed out. This is probably the most fleshed out demo I think I've ever seen. It's really, really good. I have very few complaints about this at all. So, please go wishlist the game, play it for yourself, do all the things. It's so good. And if you want to see more of the series, definitely leave a comment. Or, you know, don't. And break my little heart. It's fine. But I really like this. And so, even if this is the last video I do on it, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Best of luck to your Olympic teams. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.